My brothers and sisters in Koboko. My brothers and sisters in Koboko. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am very happy to be with you today. Today is a very special day. Not just because today is Juma, but today we are celebrating victory even if we are just about to reach it. When I saw my young brother Monopoly performing here, I was reminded of another brother back in Kampala called King Saha. And do you know King Saha is having a concert today? I want us to send him back love from Koboko here. So let me ask everybody to put up their hand if you love King Saha. Let us shout to the camera, where the camera face the audience and say, King Saha! King Saha! Chikume! Chikume! Batuli Koboko! Batuli Koboko! King Saha! Chikume! Yeah man, it's always important to remind these fellow artists that when you stand with the people will stand with you. Now, brothers and sisters, because we are rushing to Yumbe, allow me to spend very little time but to deliver a very important message to you. The last time I was here with you, it was in 2021. They were chasing us with the bullets and the tear gas because they never wanted me to face you and talk to you. They were hiding behind the COVID. But Museveni was scared of change, especially from the young people. But I have news for you today. This time there is no COVID. Therefore there's no excuse. Now my name is Chagulanyi Sentamu Robert for those who don't know me. Others call me Bobi Wine in the ghetto. In Arua they call me Obini. And I'm so honored that the people of Kakwa have named me Anyome Aloy. Anyume Maloi. Yes, Anyume Maloi. Anyume Maloi. Anyume Maloi. It is a very honorable name. I pray that God helps me to deliver according to that name. Because I know in Africa when they give you a name, they have given you a responsibility. And they have given you a blessing. A blessing. A blessing. A blessing. That this is not a normal presidential campaign. And I'm not only here to ask for votes. The message this time is more important than asking for votes. In 2021, we came here with the message of a new Uganda. A new Uganda where the ordinary citizens are the ones with the power to determine their destiny. Our mission was to open the eyes of the people, especially the young people. We wanted them to understand why politics is very important to them and why they must get involved. You see, for a long time they've told us that politics is for a certain class. And for a certain age. And even me myself, in my capacity, I was not concerned about the politics of my country. But when I realized that everything in our life depends on the political choices that we make, my eyes were opened, and my mission is to open everybody's eyes. For a long time we realized that in Uganda they even banned political education. Because they want our young people to be sleeping. Now, ever since Museveni came to power in 1986, he made it a mission to destroy everybody that challenges him. The people of Koboko, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Although Museveni has been controlling all the TVs and all the radios and everything that is said on the news, many of our people have been disappearing and dying in questionable ways. Everybody that tries to challenge Museveni, whether they are within NRM or outside NRM, they end up disappearing or dying in questionable ways. I know many of you knew a man who was called Ayume. When I was in Arua, I told them about a man called Ibrahim Abirika. The list is endless. Unfortunately, he lied to all these people that they are on the side and they thought they were safe. It has been 40 years. 40 years of pain. 40 years of pain. 40 years of poverty. 40 years of bad hospitals and bad roads. 40 years of bad education for our children. 40 years of dictatorship. But our people are being kept in the dark. For 40 years, Museveni cleared his way and he cleared all the intellectuals that would challenge him. All the professors and all the lawyers and all the generals that he thought would threaten him. But God went to the ghetto and picked a young man called Bobi. So ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you again to ask for your permission, your endorsement, and your support, so that I can become the next president of Uganda. Now, it is not only about me Bobi becoming president, it is about destroying a 40-year-old dictatorship. It is about destroying family rule. It is about destroying tribalism. It is about starting afresh. It is about a new Uganda. A new Uganda where every citizen, regardless of their tribe or religion, are respected equally. A new Uganda where the wealth and the riches of the nation help the country and not one family. Now when I talk about the new Uganda, you might ask what is wrong with the old Uganda. But in the old Uganda of Museveni, we think it is normal to be poor. We think it is normal for our children to study and they don't get jobs. We think human life is as cheap as the military and police treat it. We think they have convinced us to believe that it is okay for them to shoot our children for smuggling petty things when they steal billions. I am sure even recently there's somebody who was killed, and every month or every week people get killed for smuggling across the border. But in the meantime, every year, Museveni and his people steal 10 trillion shillings from the people of Uganda. Let me make this easy to understand. I did not say 10 million. I did not say 10 billion. I said 10 trillion. There is, listen to this, yo. There is 1,000 million in 1 billion. And there is 1,000 billion in 1 trillion. 1,000 you get it? Now, there is still not 1 trillion, but 10 trillion every year. That is 10,000 billion, 10,000 billion that they steal. Now, that means, that is only 1 year, by the way. That means in 5 years, they steal 50 trillion shillings of taxpayers' money. But you have not had anybody shooting Museveni's family or anybody around him. That money that is being... No, these are the records from the Inspector General of Government. These are government records. And the IGG said when they pursue the thieves, they hide behind Museveni's back. These are words of the IGG. And as if that is not enough, according to parliamentary records, Museveni and his household, they spend 2 billion every day. 2 billion every day. Now I want you to imagine how much change that money can make. A health center is eaten by his family every day. The money that they still can make all the roads in Uganda in a matter of 3 years. But the TVs will not tell you that. The radios will not tell you that, because all those are controlled. We have been able to expose that. We have not given anybody a free t-shirt today. We have not given anybody transport today. We have not given you food today. But see how many people are here. Now that we have our eyes open, what next? Ask your friend, what next? Before we talk about change, before you talk about change, before you even talk about the election, I want you to know that the numbers you see here are the same numbers that we saw in Busoga, in Tororo, in Busia, in Lango, in Acholi, in Ankole, in Uganda, everywhere. All regions and all tribes in Uganda want change. But before we get that change, my brothers and sisters, the most important thing that we must do is to unite. It is to unite. It is to understand that we are all slaves. And we must come together and break the prison where Museveni and his people have put us. For 40 years they've divided us. For 40 years they've told us that we are not supposed to be friends or work together because we are coming from different tribes. Museveni has done that like the white colonialists, divide and rule. And our division is even sponsored. He is always playing one tribe against another, getting one community to blame the other. He will be picking a few people from every community. He gives them money and hires them to paint a picture that side all the people want Museveni. I'll give you one example. A few days ago, Museveni picked a young lady from here. They went to chants. And she knelt down and he said, he does that not only here. He uses people from Uganda, people from Ankole, people from Lango, and everywhere. The country. Meanwhile, there are people are suffering. That sister said one time that she's the gateway to Koboko, and if you don't go through her, you cannot come to Koboko. Now we are in Koboko. I said we are in Koboko. Very important, brothers and sisters. I will also tell you this. Until we come together, and until we feel each other's pain, and until we understand that all of us are equal, they are still going to humiliate us. In the new Uganda, The first thing we are going to do is to reduce the power of the president. In the new Uganda, the president will no longer be the one appointing judges. We shall have a judicial service commission that appoints judges so that the president does not control the courts. In the new Uganda, the president will have no power to appoint the electoral commission so that we can have free and fair elections. Today, Mr. Yabakama, who is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, will watch on TV where we are supposed to campaign in a region, but NRM goons will come, beat people, but again he will send the police to arrest us. Those are things that we have to change. In the new Uganda, the wealth of the country will benefit the country and not individuals. In the new Uganda, areas like Koboko, which are near borders, that will be a blessing and not a curse. For example, in the new Uganda, Congo will not be our enemy, Congo will be our friend. In the new Uganda, we shall not be at war with Congo, we shall be in business. Now imagine when there's friendship and smooth business running around those borders. We will be getting double benefit. I'll give you an example. The border bike in Congo is at 3.5, but when you cross to Uganda, it's almost 6 million. But because of the bad relationship that we have here, the Uganda government keeps arresting Congolese bikes here. That is why the same now is beginning to happen to us across Congo. In the new Uganda, education for our children is going to be a very, very important focus. A while ago, our children spent more than 1 month not going to school because teachers were not being paid. Meanwhile, the money that is supposed to be to pay our teachers, Museveni is paying singers to sing to Banganawe for him. In the new Uganda, the government will be spending not on police patrol cars but on medical ambulances. We will be stocking oxygen, not tear gas. We are going to be buying tablets for hospitals and not bullets for shooting our people. In the new Uganda, we are not going to focus on the small thieves and leave around the big thieves. In the new Uganda, even when smuggling is not accepted, it will be punished by simple imprisonment, not killing our people. As a matter of fact, in the new Uganda, the government will plan on how to have these young people employed so they don't have to get lost in smuggling. And we shall establish moral protocols to allow cross-border trade so that our people can develop from that trade because human beings are traders. But you know why Museveni is not doing that? Because he does not care about you. For Museveni, what is important is to stay in power. not to develop busy people. Museveni has been in power for 40 years. Pause for a minute and think about it. 40 years. 99% of you have never seen another president in your life. So when I tell you these things, you will not believe me. Let me tell you, for example, when you want to fly to Congo from here, from Koboko, you don't go to Congo in the Koboko. You have to drive 8 or 10 hours up to Entebbe so that you can get 1 hour flight to Congo. After 40 years in power. After 40 years in power. 40 years in power, Museveni has not done anything, only stealing from us. You have heard Museveni criticizing the past leaders. Museveni has criticized Obote and Amin. But majority of the roads that we are using were constructed by Idi Amin. Majority of the hospitals and schools today were constructed by either Obote or Idi Amin. All of the buildings that we have across the world, in UK, in America, some of them that are being sold by Museveni's officials, they were bought by Idi Amin. Now, Amin was in power for only 8 years. Museveni was in Obote was in power for only 10 years. Museveni has been in power for 40 years. 40 years. He had good ideas when he was a young man. But we must understand that the man is now a problem and a liability to our country. His future is already behind him. The man cannot even walk properly. The man cannot talk properly. The man cannot think properly. No wonder right now he thinks he owns everything. He even owns the Indian Ocean. Now that's the problem we have in Uganda. But we have a plan here. I've already told you that young people across the country think like you and have the same problems like you. And our idea is for all of us to unite and speak with one voice like this. If we unite and speak with one voice, all this is going to be history. So, on the 15th of January, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity which is not even violent, but it is more powerful than violence. I want you to imagine if all of you, especially the young people, if all of us came together and we spoke firmly through our vote. And not only speak firmly, but stand there and make sure that vote is counted. Brothers and sisters, we can change this country once and for all, forever. Forever. It has been 40 years. The man has stolen away all our young and productive years. He took away the time for our grandparents. He took away the time for our parents. Now he has taken away our time. I am older than majority of you. But I was only will come after 20 years teaching her age or his age the same things I'm speaking now. Meanwhile, we shall have lost another generation. The teacher said every generation has a responsibility. And that responsibility is to plan for the next generation.